It's about that time, baby. Oh, yeah.
If you need to holler at me, I got some news for you.
The Sinclair Show is on.
And it's on.
Run it to your friends, come on.
Come on.
It's a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's on. You still trouble in your home. Got you tripping, don't know right from wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Get the answers to your questions because we see that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence, but you believe that Jesus knows your wealth. Keep it moving, spirit flowing because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling. Wednesday, 8 and 9, and it's on.
Once again, it's on. You're listening to the only morning show at night, people. That's right. It is the Sinclair Show coming to you live and direct. The reason why I'm coming to you live and direct is because you all are the valued listeners. There'd be no reason for me to be here. But then again, on the other hand, if there was no you, I could probably be getting me some sleep right now. I don't know this. I got mixed emotions. Getting mixed emotions. I want to thank all of you all who continue to send your mailbag questions and comments to sinclairtalk@outlook.com. I'm going to continue to reach out to you as much as possible. Why? It's y'all the valued listeners. Man, y'all keep forgetting. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But first, let me see who is out here in social media land. And for those of you who keep saying, oh, why you give me a shout out? I keep telling y'all, I may not be on the same exact platform that you are watching me from YouTube Live. Some of y'all are watching live on Greenville Public TV. So some of y'all are listening to me on the radio. If you type something on Facebook, I'm going to see it pop up on my screen, but I'm using a platform that reaches out to multiple areas at the same time. So I don't see it if you're on some of the other ones. Anyway, charge it to the software. Don't charge it to me. How about that? Anyway, let me tell y'all who was the first. Y'all, I ain't even going to snitch. No brand new. Ain't nobody heard from him. That's all right. He better be back at work on Monday, stealing people's food or whatever. He was the first one on tonight. Then we had Gwendolyn Lady Elegance Pritchard. She coming to y'all from old Rocket City, Alabama. Yeah, Huntsville. That's down there where they be having them riverboat challenges at. Then we got Leetta Cole. What's going on, Leetta? Glad to see you tonight. Big Rod Jake is on. That's what's up. He said, don't call her to come back. Yeah, that right there. Detective Pamela Black is out here in the atmosphere with us. Oh, and there's the arch nemesis herself, Nikki Carter. Ah, there's you. Yeah, so it's a lot of y'all out there peeking through the clouds, coming to see your boy so we can have a little vibe fest tonight. And that's what it's all about right there. How many of y'all been getting your steps in? Some of y'all probably lying. I know some of y'all ain't got no step in. Some of y'all just stop walking. But let me tell y'all where your boy Uncle Cindy Sin is right now. Today I had a little lightweight day. James Key, what's going on? My little lightweight day so far is I only got a little bit over 2 miles in today. And some of y'all might say, oh, well, he ain't doing nothing. But let me tell you where I am overall. Let me validate people. I better restart this because it looked like it's giving me false data. Anyway, Nikki Carter said, I'm getting my steps in. Nikki Carter, how many steps do you have for the entire month? How far you done walk this month? And please don't make up nothing. Because y'all know it's nothing worse than you ask somebody a question and they get to creating you a phantasm, if you will. That's like a lie that they plotted and planned to tell to make themselves feel better. Nikki Carter, how many steps do you have? Let the people know. How about that? Let me see if I can get an accurate count. See, I like to show what I'm doing because I don't never want y'all to think that I'm out here. All right. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but if you can see it, it says I'm at about 70.37 miles. And I think this is actually short, probably because I just started to back up. Let me see what I had last night. I think this joker is matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. That ain't even accurate. There you go. 78.85. So, and there's the update. 80.66. I knew that was what was up. 80.66 miles so far, meaning I got 19 miles to go. She talking about 195,000. You ain't walking no 195,000 miles. Stop lying. Or is you talking about 195,000 steps? Whatever she's saying, it seemed like a lie. If you can't pull it up real time like that, y'all see? Let me see if y'all can see it like that. All right. Y'all can see it showing the time. It's showing the date and everything. That's real time right there. 163,610 steps. 80.6 miles. Yeah, that right there. That's real talk right there. Real talk and real a little less than 20. Let y'all know I'm out here in the game getting it in as I told y'all I would. Some of y'all be seeing me. I be walking. It be dark outside in the mornings. I be out there by myself because I'm not even gonna say that Mims then got caught. Tell y'all who ain't got caught slacking. I think I got a picture of them, my little senior citizen posse. They yeah in the mornings, but I must admit they got caught with a weak link in the chain. They go, my mom. Oh, we need to start walking a little later because it's dark. Come on now. Yeah, here they go right here. See my little senior citizens out there? They be out there every morning walking. But like I said, they didn't found somebody to tell them it was a little too dark. So now they want to change the time. Nikki Carter, you said, what app do I use? Something I downloaded. It's that one right there with the little down here that say with the little tennis shoe or whatever on it. I don't know what it's called. Let me see. I don't know, man. Let me see. Nikki Carter, I don't know. Why you ask? You want to use the same one? Right? Right? I don't know, Nikki Carter, but if you got an iPhone and you go to the apps, and people, some of y'all probably saying, why are we taking up the show with this? Because Nikki Carter is just as important as the rest of y'all. So if she want to know and she trying to get her steps on, then y'all just bear with it. Stop mistreating her. Only I can talk reckless to her. Let me see. Step tracker. All right. So Nikki Carter, if you go on to if you got an iPhone and you go to there, it'll look like that. It say action. But I typed in step tracker. And it's the one with the little tennis shoe on it that says steps. And then I think it's got a hyphen. Oh, no, it's called Step Activity Track. That right there. Oh, you say you on Team Android? Oh, well, I can't promise you the A. Matter of fact, get with your boy Mims. Mims got, hey, y'all, I don't even know if I told y'all this. Mims got some kind, when he be walking, he be getting credit for, he be getting $5 gift cards from some app. The more he walk, I think for like every 2,000 steps, they send him a $5 gift card to like Walmart or they let you pick out where you're going. He be making probably about $100, maybe $200 a month. I ain't on that one. I should be though, because I probably could be making $500 a month with all this walking I'm doing. Hey, Mims, tell the people which app you using. Mims say he got 4 miles today on everything but food. He normally, I believe him on that. Let me see, James Key, what's going on? Glad that you up here tonight. Let me see who else done jumped in. Cassandra, what's going on? Yeah, so I ain't mean to take up all y'all time talking about these steps, but it is what it is. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we talk. Y'all know we're going to talk about tonight. We got 2 things. First of all, Diane Keys, how you doing tonight? She got those keys. Nikki Carter said Mim still can't say nothing to try to defend him because he is known as a food thief. However, let's not get sidetracked. All right, so somebody sent me something today and read it to y'all. Apparently, this was a conversation between I want to say one lady who got a kid and the kid's father must be dating somebody else. So anyway, listen to what it say. It say, hello, can you please allow Miles, I don't know if Miles is the boyfriend, to get Faith, or maybe Miles is the father, I don't know. Say, I'm struggling really bad and I need help. He said that he can't allow, oh, Miles is the father. She said, he said he can't allow his daughter to spend the night because it's your house and your rules. So I'm asking you, woman to woman. The lady replies, hey, yes, she can't stay here. Faith isn't my child, and I won't have responsibility that or what you and Miles have going on. Have you spoken to his mother? Maybe she can watch Faith until you get better. She said, I spoke to her. The lady says, okay, cool. Now, all right, so to break that part down, you got 2 women having dialogue with each other. One says she is having some troubles. I don't know if it's health, financial, whatever it is, she's having some challenges. So she reached out to the woman that is dating. And she said, hey, can Miles pick up Faith? Faith is the daughter. She said, I'm struggling. I need some help. And she said, Miles told me it's your house, so it's your rules. So I'm coming to you, woman. So the lady says, here, Faith isn't my child, and I won't have responsibility over that or what you and Miles have going on. Have you spoken to Miles' mama? She said, yeah. The lady said, cool. Now, first of all, here's what the question that was asked to me by this person was, which one, if I, now here's the little connotation that came afterwards. says, and I think the girl sent this out. She said women, especially black and minority women, have always been set up to be the kids. It's a package deal with, which is absolutely not true nor a fact. Nothing's packaged until you are married, because it always becomes a long, hard burden on the woman. But as women, we are set up to be so strong and take it all. As for me, she said, as for me, I will not hard for it. I will travel. I will enjoy life. I will eat whatever I want. I will work hard and focus on what I want to. And that doesn't include children at this moment. Even while dating someone who has a child, it is not my responsibility. Stresses, possible harm, etc. We will all be in a better place, especially with our standards. That's what she wrote. And this was the first part. I guess this was a screenshot from where it came from. So the person asked me, what do I think? Well, if you ask me who is right and who is wrong, I'll say they're both right and neither of them is wrong. Here's why, in my opinion. I don't believe that there is anything wrong with the mother of the child who has expressed that she's going through something. I don't think there's anything wrong with her asking. And she said, woman to woman, I'm asking because the father of my child says, that's your house. Those are your rules. She did, in my opinion, the woman who asked did everything by the book, and she did it the right way. No harm, no foul. Okay? Now, some of you who may feel like the woman who said no is wrong, she wasn't wrong either. When somebody asks you something, you have the right to consider it and say yes or no. And no should not make you a bad person because you elect not to do something that is your choice to do or not to do. Now, I know some of y'all are saying, well, it doesn't sound like it was the Christian thing to do, whatever. But let's look at this. Are we a society that has gotten so complex that we become judgmental of people who don't want to be in the middle of somebody else's foolishness? James said, why isn't the child's father asking? Well, James, according to this, the child's father did ask. Remember, in the opening part, up in here, she says, hey, can you please allow Miles is the father, to get Faith? I'm struggling really bad and I need help. He said that he can't allow his daughter to spend the night because it's your house and your rules. So I'm asking you woman to woman. So that leads me to believe that Miles had asked and that whatever this lady's name is clearly told him exactly what she told the mother of his child. I'm not with it. I don't want that responsibility. And we're not in that space right now. Nikki Carter said, well, you know how, never mind. Now, again, I am not implying that it would have been anything wrong with the woman saying, yes, Faith can spend the night or whatever. James said, that doesn't sound like he asked. It sounds like he told her to ask. Could be, But I don't want to assume that he didn't, because again, to me, it equally sounds like in order for him to know that she does not want the child to be there, then he had to have got that from somewhere. Somehow he knew that the answer was no, because he said Faith can't stay because it's her house and it's her rules. He would have never said it's her rules if they hadn't already talked about it. Nikki Carter agrees with me. Nikki said they already talked about it. And James, again, I know why you would have thought it initially, but he didn't just say that's her house. He says that's her house and her rules. In order to know she has the rules that your daughter keep in the night, he has to have had the dialogue with her about it. Nikki Carter said he set his baby mama up. Now, let me say this. Again, I don't think either party, the girlfriend, the father of the child, or the mother of the child, I don't think either of them were wrong. He asked his girlfriend. Now, let this be a lesson too. Remember, apparently, he must not have a home of his own. Because I believe had he had a home of his own, he would have simply said, hey, babe, I'm not going to come over to your house tonight because I got to pick up Faith and she got to stay with me. And I know you don't want Faith spending the night at your house. So I'm inclined to believe he doesn't have a house of his own. So because he didn't have a house of his own, he had to go to where the house was, which was his girlfriend's, and ask her. He had to get her permission because he said, not nobody else, he said it's her house, her rules. Now let that be a lesson to you men. If you ain't got nothing of your own, it's pretty difficult when you are in a relationship with somebody that has more than you. Or maybe you ought to step up to the plate. Miles. Nikki Carter said, how old is Faith? That might make a difference. Nikki Carter, to be honest with you, it does not say up here how old Faith is. So I don't care if Faith is 2 years old, 10 years old. Cassandra said, it sounds like he had a conversation with his now girlfriend. My question is, what is the relationship between Miles and the new girlfriend? And I can't tell exactly what the mother of the child is really asking. Spend the night, one night, stay with the father and his new girlfriend for extended period. I agree, Cassandra. It is not specific enough. Nikki Carter said, true that. Step up, Miles. James said, real men won't need a lesson. You're right. You are absolutely right, James. But in this case, I blame Miles. I clearly do not blame the girlfriend, and I clearly do not blame the mother of the child for asking, because as Cassandra said, we don't have enough information to know, because she wasn't really specific. She says, can he pick her up? But she didn't say for how long. But again, according to the girlfriend, what she wrote, I don't think it was, she don't care if it's 1 night, 1 hour, 1 week. Her answer is, I don't even want that responsibility on me, because that ain't the type of relationship I want to be in right now. And until I get to a point where I'm married to him, I don't want to take on that responsibility. And it's absolutely her right to say that. But this falls back on Miles. Miles apparently doesn't have enough of his own. And again, I can only say this. If you are a man who has a child and you should be able to take care of your child, you should have your own spot. But I don't want y'all to turn the woman who said no into some type of bad person. because it's her right to say no. Now, would you or I have said the same thing? I don't know. You know, I probably would have asked more questions. As Cassandra said, I probably would have been like, well, how long are you talking about? If it was a, excuse me, if it was a one-day emergency, I probably would have looked at it differently. But not knowing and going off what we do know, I don't see nothing wrong with the whole process. How many of y'all believe that the girlfriend had some level of obligation to say yes? Anyone? Again, taking into consideration, the girlfriend is very specific in the fact that she's at a space. Matter of fact, let me go back and read it to y'all because I don't want to add no words. Cassandra said, I do think the age of the child does matter. And who's to say Miles could have just moved in with the girlfriend to her house? It does not mean Miles didn't have his own spot. His living arrangement could be more temporary or permanent. We need more info. Well, Cassandra, to be honest with you, I can respect what you're saying. But the truth of the matter is that to me, I don't believe that. Well, let me say this. You and I differ in our opinion as to what it means about Miles. If Miles moved in with his girlfriend, then before Miles moved in, Miles should have had some clarity on what would happen if I needed my daughter to come stay for the night, for a few days, or whatever. If Miles went ahead and moved in with the girlfriend, knowing that if something came up with his daughter, she was not welcome to spend the night or whatever, then that is a problem with Miles, because just because you got a girlfriend doesn't absolve you of your responsibilities of being a father. That's all I'm saying. He should have asked those questions. Maybe he did. She might have told him, hey, you can come in and stay, but your daughter can't. And if he still chose to make that move, I'm not saying everybody, but I would have a problem with it. Mimi Mims says she being selfish. Mims, why is she being selfish if she said from the start, I'm in a space in my life where I now, for whatever, as hard as I've worked, all that I've been through, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do things. I don't want the responsibility of having to deal with somebody's child or whatever. I don't think she's selfish because she said no. Cassandra said, true, but the mother said, can he pick her up? Sounds like it might not have been his scheduled time. You're absolutely right. But by that same token, Cassandra, when he says he can't do it because the woman does not want the daughter to spend the night, if you will, and when the woman comes back and explains her position, she makes it clear that what he said was 100% true. It didn't matter to her what the circumstance. She wasn't trying to hear that. James, I think it is enough information. It's enough information to say that he moved in with a woman he's in a relationship with that he knows does not want his child to spend the night. He made that choice. Nikki Carter said the child could have a disability and need hands in on care. Could be, but those are facts, not in evidence. We're only going off. She didn't say the child has a problem. She said she's got a lot going on. Thomas said she just wants to be with him and nothing else. And there's nothing wrong with that, Mims, if she explained that up front. If they had this conversation prior to him moving in and he agreed to it, I want to be clear with y'all. You're not under any obligation, man or woman, to say, if you say, hey, I like you, I like dating you, we have a good time together, but I'm not into kids. I don't want that kind of responsibility, and I don't want the drama with your baby mama, or I don't want the drama with your baby daddy. It don't make you a bad person because that's your position. Now, the person whom is dating you has to make a choice. Is this the right choice for me based on my life circumstance? Cassandra said, who's to say when he does pick up the daughter, he may stay with his mother, not the girlfriend? You're absolutely right, Cassandra. That could be the case. Cassandra said, and the mother didn't say what the grandmother said when the girlfriend said, call his mama. Right. But here's the thing. Do you think that he would have allowed the mother of his child to go through that humiliation of asking the girlfriend, please go back on your word, if he knew that it was going to be cool with his mama, or if he knew he could just pick his daughter up and go to his mama's house and stay? Miriam said, no baggage allowed. And I cannot allow you all in good conscience to demonize the woman who said up front, I'm not trying to be in that kind of relationship, and he chose to be in a relationship with her. Nikki Carter said, mama might need a break and Miles playing house. Could be. Johnny said, I'm late, but I'm here. Hello, Sinclair Show. Jay Dizzle, what's going on, big dog? James still talking about not enough information for you to make a decision, and I respect that. But I go back to the same principle. Here's what we do know. According to what the two women stated in their correspondence, we know that the mother of the child said, I asked Miles if Faith could stay with you guys at least for one night. We don't know how long, but she said, I'm going through some things. The next thing she says is, Miles has told me is your house and your rules is my daughter cannot spend the night. Is that true? And I'm asking you, woman to woman, if you go back on your word. The woman said clearly, yeah, he right. Those are my rules. I don't want that responsibility. And he knew that up front. And Mr. Shepard, what's going on? Nikki Carter said, Cassandra said, we also don't know if the baby's mother brings the drama or has caused drama in the past. Absolutely. I can tell you something else you don't know. We don't know whether or not the reason why Miles is in this situation is because Miles fed the girlfriend a bunch of baloney, a bunch of lies about the mother of his child. Because we all know that dudes will do that. The first thing dudes will do is, as soon as they get with somebody, they start talking about the mother of their child is an evil serpent. Now, she could be. We can't say that she ain't. But the way that this woman feels about this situation, she's very clear. She says, I don't want the responsibility or the drama. And so when you believe that there is some drama, it would be one thing for her to say, I don't want the responsibility and leave it at that. But to say I don't want the responsibility and the drama might mean, it doesn't have to mean, but it might mean that Miles actually did put some bad vibes in the air about his baby's mama, because a lot of time dudes would do that to make themselves look like heroes. Yes, I was in the worst situation. The mother of my child was ratchet, this, and that. And there are some mothers of some children who are ratchet, so I can't say that every man's lying. But that's what some folks do to make themselves look better. But I go back to the principle of Miles made a choice to date someone who he at least knew or knows has zero interest in playing mommy right now and doesn't plan to until or unless they get married. And he still elected to move in with her. I don't know Miles' circumstances. I'm inclined to believe that Miles had some choices. He probably could have chose to move in with mama, but apparently he didn't want to do that. I don't know. Facts not in evidence. The only facts we know of specifically is that Miles is dating someone for whatever reason she believes if your daughter spends the night is too much responsibility and too much drama, and I'm not having it. So don't y'all look at the woman who said no like she is the problem. Because he could have a lot. I'm inclined to believe that the mother of the child does have a lot going on that is serious, because it's a girlfriend and asked the girlfriend for a favor. I've been in the game a long time. I've been counseling for years. It takes a lot for a Cassandra said, I can tell you in some legal parenting agreements, a child under the age of 18, can be prohibited from staying overnight with a parent or partner if they are not married. Okay. He said, Cassandra says, with a parent if they're not married, so we need more info. All right. I can concur with that. April, what's going on? Glad to see you. So again, we don't know, but well, Cassandra, let me ask this question. In this particular case, because the woman has said she is the reason why people break the rules all the time. Okay. But Cassandra, in this particular case, the woman has said, yeah, these are my rules. And she indicated that the reason why was because she's at a place in her life where she wants to be able to enjoy life, travel, eat what she want to eat. It sounded to me like the main hiccup in this situation was she wants no part of having to tweak or change her lifestyle because of a child. And again, I need you guys to understand there's nothing wrong with it if that's how she feels, because we don't know what she done been through in the past. She talked about how hard she's worked. She talked about what it took for her to get where she is. So at the end of the day, the real question is probably, is this a situation where Miles should have considered this before he decided that he was going to be in and I'm assuming this, a monogamous relationship with somebody? Because it's Miles who has the responsibility to both the mother of the child and the child to be a help in a time where there is some type of hardship. The girlfriend is not required to be the solution. Now, we would like to think that you would get with somebody in your life who would be part of the solution. But like the girlfriend said, we ain't married. We just dating. Apparently, they have some living situation. But she said that ain't getting ready to be part of the situation. And why is it that we demonize or turn someone bad when they are honest about their feelings, which is their right to have those feelings? Cassandra says she's interested in knowing what the hardship is. Mims says, sounds like a my house, my rules scenario. And Mims, that's exactly what Miles told the baby mama before she ever asked the question. Miles said it's not going to happen because that's her house and her rules, and she said she's not with it. But I want you all to remember that doesn't make her a bad person. Let me ask this question. Cassandra, you're a homeowner. If you decided that you didn't want something to transpire in your home now, not a joint home, but in your home, who should be able to tell you that you got to do something different than what you want to do? Because for those of you, and I'm not implying this was Cassandra, but for those of you who said she was selfish and all these other things, what makes a person selfish for doing what they want to do with their stuff? That's what I'm unclear about. What makes her selfish? What makes her the bad person because she said no? Nikki Carter said Miles might need to rethink that relationship if his child is not welcome. And let me be clear, Nikki Carter, the child is not welcome to spend the night while they are not married. Matter of fact, let me go back and make sure. April said Miles needs to have his own place to accommodate his daughter and date secondary to his daughter at this point. The mom was right for asking, reaching out for the help. The girlfriend was right for sticking to her standards. I agree. Now, remember what the woman said. This was the woman who said, Nikki Carter said, she's not bad, but his child is an extension of him. Yes, but remember, but for this, she says, women, especially Black minority women, have always been set up to be the frontline providers, even when we are not called to be or supposed to be at that moment. She said, especially with kids, it's been pushed in our heads to take in other people's kids, raise kids that aren't yours, become a stepmama with no true commitment to a man. If you date a man with a kid or kids, it's a package deal, which is absolutely not true nor a fact. Nothing's a package until you are married. That was her statement. So let's be clear. The woman never said that the child would never be welcome. She says she doesn't even view this relationship as being on that level. Nikki Carter said, Cassandra said, I agree. However, I see children as a priority when in a relationship with a partner who has them. Absolutely, with the exception of this, Cassandra. The priority is the father has the priority of making the decision to be somewhere where his child can be. But the girlfriend is saying, until we are in a relationship whereby I am sure that it is serious enough that it is leading to marriage or we are married, I don't want to have the responsibility of playing stepmama. I have heard a million women. Well, let me not exaggerate. I have heard hundreds, if not thousands of women over the years say, I don't want to have my child around a man until we are married. Now, there are some women that take their kids around anybody at any given time. They don't care. They don't even care if it's serious or not. But I have heard a lot of women say, until I am married or at least engaged to a person, I'm not going to have them around my child in the event that the relationship doesn't work. How is it that it's okay when women say it who have children, but we don't like the same phrase coming from a woman who is saying, I don't want your child to be around me until I'm sure that I'm going to be in a long-term relationship with this dude. Mim said they are not evenly yoked, so this is definitely a temporary relationship. Cassandra said, sounds like their relationship is not on that level. Exactly. Now, Mims, let me say this to you. Mims, I'm not rocking with you on that. They don't have to be a unevenly yoked relationship. They're not far along enough in the relationship. He's not saying, hey, I want you to be my wife. She's not saying, I want you to be my husband. They're in a relationship where they just kicking it with each other. And so just like all those other hundreds of women who have said, I don't want you to meet my kids until I'm sure that we're in a relationship serious enough that it's going to last, I think she got a right to say that. I very well believe she has a right to say, I don't want to meet your kids until I know that we're headed toward engagement or marriage. And she got a right to. Why would, I know men who have said, I don't want to meet your kids until we get serious enough. Because why put a child in a situation where they have to adjust to your new man or 10 of your new men? Now they got to walk around and come up with pet names for all these dudes that you're messing with. And you don't know where it's going. Cassandra says, I agree with the girlfriend. However, I want to agree with the baby mother, but I just can't get there with the level of info you have. Just my opinion. And I respect that, Cassandra. Like I said, I don't even have a problem with the baby mama asking. I do have a problem with the fact that Miles does not have a significant enough self-establishment to be able to have a solution to a problem like this. Miles is the problem. Miles is the one. Matter of fact, I would ask the girlfriend, why you even dating somebody who got to come live with you? Why you dating somebody that ain't got his own? Why you dating somebody? Because let me tell you this. Miles made a choice that was beneficial to him, but not beneficial to the care of his child. So all of them, the mother of the child, the girlfriend who's saying we ain't on that level right now, all of them should be thinking, why are we even messing with Miles? Because in this particular case, the person who had the responsibility to make a sound, mature decision was Miles. Miles should have been able to tell the girlfriend, hey, look, I ain't going to be over there for a few days because I'm going to stay at my house and I'm going to keep my daughter. Mims said he must be young. Come on, Mims. We ain't going to blame this on age. Miles might be 50 years old, might be 45, 50 years old. It's a whole bunch of 45, 50 years old that ain't got their stuff together. There's some deadbeats living off women waiting to get took care of. So we're not going to put this on age. Those are facts, not in evidence. What we do know is Miles don't have his stuff together enough to have his own place to be able to bring his daughter when the mother of the child is in need. And again, we don't know what the hardship is. Cassandra was very accurate on that, but I will say this, and most of you women on this call can validate this. It takes a lot for the mother of a child to call a girlfriend and ask for a favor. And to tell her business that I'm going through it. So I'm inclined to believe on historical nature, I could be wrong, but historically as a counselor, that ain't the first thing that a mother of a child does is swallow her pride and call a girlfriend or somebody that she already knows don't want her child there. She said, I'm going through it and I need your help. She put her pride in her pocket because Miles had already told her, hey, my girlfriend ain't with that. And she said, I'm coming to you woman to woman. So I believe whatever she was going through is real to her. So Miles is the problem. Because if that had, well, let me just say this. I was about to say if that had been me, but I wouldn't have been in that situation no way, because I'm a grown man. And grown men do grown men things. For some of you all, James said, I still think Miles put her up to it. James, maybe he did, but I don't hear nothing in that statement that indicates that. April said, it seems reaching out to the girlfriend was the last resort because she had already reached out to his mom. You know what? April just brought up a point that I failed to key in on. She reached out to the girlfriend after she had talked to Miles and Miles' mama. So I gotta be more and more. This seems like this is a real Miles thing. Mim says, shout out to all my real men handling their business. Absolutely. Okay. And that's not to say that. let me go back and read something right quick, because I want to try to be fair to Miles, but Cassandra said, I said that earlier. What did the grandmother say? No, Cassandra, you did. But the point that April made was we can derive that it was a last resort because she asked right here, right down here, people. She says, have you spoken to his mother? Maybe she can watch Faith until you get better. She says, I spoke to her. That's what it says right there. So understand something. She done talked to Miles. She done talked to Miles' mama. Going to the girlfriend was the last resort. Miriam said, Miles, get your stuff together. And again, listen to what she proclaimed Miles' statement was. She said, hello, can you please allow Miles to get Faith? I'm struggling really bad and I need help. He said that he can't allow his daughter to spend the night because it's your house. This a grown man telling the mother of his child, I can't take responsibility of my child because I'm just as much of a child living with my girlfriend. She make the rules at the house, which tells me Miles ain't footing the bills at his girlfriend's house neither. Because let's be clear, if Miles was like me, if Miles was old school, if Miles was a real man, Johnny Mack Key Sr. used to say it costs to be the boss. Miles ain't paying 51% or more bills at the girlfriend house, because if he was, Miles would have more say-so in the situation. Cassandra said, so if grandma said, nope, there must be some drama going on. Miriam said, Miles, get a hotel for the night and spend some time with your child. Cassandra saying, grandma can't help. James said, or the baby mama burned all the bridges in her own family. Could be, but she ain't burned none with this girl. This girl said no from the start. And again, if Miles was taking care financially the girlfriend, if he was paying the majority of the bills, Miles would have some say-so. Miles ain't got no say-so at the girlfriend house because he over there acting like a child herself. She got this spoon feed him. She got to pay for the stuff. She probably, Miles is the problem, people. Come on now. Y'all know it's some men up here. You know, if you got a girlfriend and you paying the majority of the bills, it ain't like she gonna tell you no, that your child can't come over. I don't care what she say. I don't care what she think, because she gonna be like, shoot, daddy paying the bills. I gotta waver a little bit on the way that I feel. She ain't gotta waver because she taking care of a grown man. Let me tell y'all something. What you need to do is you need to start asking yourself why you picking them dudes that you're picking, or why you picking them women that you're picking. Mim's talking about somebody being evilly yoked. You need to check and make sure folks is financially yoked. James said Miles might not have any say-so because the girlfriend might know the baby mama's family. James, go on with that foolishness. Miles ain't got no say-so. Miles said it's her house, her rules. James, you a grown man. Have you ever seen a grown man paying 51% of the bills somewhere and he got to come back and say, her house, her rules? Come on now, James. You so busy trying to make somebody the bad person. Man, ain't no grown man gonna do. You can't tell a grown man paying majority of the bills what he can't do, because if you paying majority of the bills, you know you can afford to be someplace else. She ain't trying to let you walk out the door when you paying majority of the bills. James said, I don't know them problems. Well, James, I know you don't know them problems because you probably ain't that type of dude. So I said, Miles getting his house painted. He waiting on the contractors. Yeah, I bet he is. Whatever he doing, he ain't the provider at the girlfriend house. Nikki Carter said, James, go on with that foolishness. April said, wonder if Miles is paying child support. He doesn't seem to be in a position to help himself or offer additional assistance for his daughter while mom is going through. Miles is the problem. Now, April, while that may be true, I'm not gonna dive in and say that Miles ain't paying child support because those are facts, not in evidence. But I will say this. I'm cut from a different type of cloth. I ain't cut from the cloth with where I got to go and say, I can't do something for my child because somebody else made the rules. That means you walk around yourself. James talking about not foolish is not enough information. James, we don't need no more information. Miles went to that girl and said, her house, her rules. Come on, what more do we need, James? Okay, James, since you said not enough information, just on what we do have, James, would you be in a relationship with a woman, allow her to pay the majority of the bills, and when it came to your kids, have to say they can't stay here because her house, her rules? Would that have been what you had even said? As a man, I wouldn't even have said it, even if it was true. James said he said that for a reason. Yeah, I know what the reason was. Because it's her house, her rules. He over there playing kid. James said he wouldn't have never said it. Let me tell you something. Even if it was true, I wouldn't have said it. First thing I would have said, I'd have told the girlfriend, well, like I said, I'm cut from a different cloth. Ain't gonna never have with no woman taking care of me. But mine could have just as easily said, you know what? This ain't working. I don't care if I got to go get me an Airbnb. I don't care if I got what I got to do. I'm getting ready to, we're going to have to take a separation of this living arrangement. But the problem is Miles broke down, said probably couldn't do it. Miles ain't in a position to say nothing because he just like Faith. Miles just like the Faith. He needs somebody to come pick him up and take him somewhere too because he can't do nothing. And let that be a lesson. People come in your life, they're either a lesson or a blessing. Let Miles be the lesson. I'm just saying. So the answer to this question that shouldn't have took all this time tonight is neither one of them were wrong for asking. The woman wasn't wrong for saying no. Based on the information we have, Miles needs to decide what's most important in his life at this moment. Because obviously he's not serious enough to be talking about marrying this girl because the girl already said it. We're not at that stage. And she says, which she has a right to, I don't want to be meeting and getting involved with your kids until I know that we're going to be in a marriage relationship. The same thing you men have said to women in the past, and the same thing you women have said to dudes. I don't let people meet my kids until I know we're going to be married. So don't flip it on this girl who stood her ground and did what she got to do. Nikki Carter said, Miles got to get stuff straight for real. Look, people, it's time for me to get off this airway with y'all. Y'all done took up a whole show talking about Miles, and I wanted to talk about Donald Trump and Young Thug, both sitting in Georgia looking at them RICO charges. But we're going to talk about that next week. I got to go, people, because y'all done ran me up to the mark.
It's about that time, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It's on.
Running to your friends.